Hello, I'm Sherry Tunney with the Marine Canvas Training Institute. Today we'll demonstrate the making of a full cover. We'll show you how to lay out the patterns to avoid waste and how to cut and sew them together quickly. Our goal, as always, is to demonstrate how to increase your profits through the efficient use of materials and labor, while at the same time turning out quality marine products. Joining me today is Don Wedge, President of the Marine Canvas Training Institute. Hi, Don.
Hi, Sherry.
Although your students may master the skills that have made you renowned in the industry, how important is it that they have a good material to utilize?
Well, Sherry, using the skills we teach them, the materials that they use can make the difference of whether they're turning out a quality product that we can accept and that our customers have come to expect.
So where do you go to get this high quality material?
What we use is Sunbrella, which is manufactured by Glenraven Mills, and Gore-Tex thread.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Sunbrella.
Sunbrella is manufactured by Glenraven Mills. One of the reasons that we use it is that Sunbrella has got a 5-year guarantee on the material, and it also has a complete color line which is acceptable to our customers to match the colors on their boats.
And Gore-Tex sewing thread?
Gore-Tex sewing thread we use for the simple reason it's the only thread that I know of that when you sew a marine product up with it is guaranteed for the life of that product, 100%.
Now, how do you get these materials to your shop?
Those two materials, along with some others we use, we buy from Unitex, which is one of our national suppliers. One of the reasons we use Unitex is because they're dedicated to fast service and competitive pricing.
So it's safe to say by utilizing a service such as Unitex and having high quality materials such as Sunbrella and the Gore-Tex sewing thread that your end product is really a top quality product, one that can withstand the harsh elements often encountered.
Sherry, you got that exactly right. Now let's get back to the shop and go to work.
All right.
Hello. Today we're going to show you how to make a full cover for a boat. People make a lot of mistakes making full covers because they get them measured wrong. So I'm going to show you a way of measuring that makes it real easy. Now, most boat covers will be made out of one of 3 different widths of material. If you're using Vivitex, as they do up north, it's 36 inches wide. If you use Sunbrella like we do down here, we use 46-inch goods, sometimes 60-inch goods. So those are the 3 basic widths that will be used to make boat covers. The reason I want to show you how to measure for a boat is we decided a long time ago that we would run all of our material widths across the boat. Reason being, that way we can control the shrink and the stretch that's involved in the material, and we have better control over it. The only problem with that is that when you're measuring for the amount of material that it takes to make the blank to cover this boat, you can make a lot of mistakes. And because I'm not too good at math and because I'm relatively lazy, I've come up with this inexpensive way of measuring this boat. Now, you can't make covers for boats unless you're a former water skier like I am. So I took an old ski rope, put a loop in the end of it, and I put 3 ribbons up in the front end at the start of the rope. I have a red, white, and a blue, and that's only because I'm patriotic. Then I went up the rope, and at 35 inches, I put a white ribbon. At 45 inches, I put a red ribbon. At 59 inches, I put a blue ribbon. Now, the reason I put those ribbons at those segments, and they're done that way all down through the rope, is so that I can measure each width of material that it takes to get across this boat, and I can measure the longest side of that width. So get that into your head. I'm going to be measuring the longest side of that width because we're going to make a blank that's going to cover this whole boat from rub rail to rub rail. The next thing is, because I was born pretty lazy, but my wife insists that I work, I do it with this rope so that I don't have to walk the full length of the boat. So I can hold these 3 ribbons here, stand up at the bow of the boat, and I can throw it clear to the other end. Then I only have to walk down through one time. I can clamp it at the front and go to the back and clamp it down to measure it. Now, I don't even have to do that today because I got an assistant that's going to catch it and clamp it. And John Wayne never threw a rope like that to catch a cow, but that's the best I could do today. What we do here is take this rope and put this first set of ribbons up here at the bow of the boat. right at the rub rail. Put the rope down the center of the boat and clamp it at the back, as Becky has done. Now we've decided that we're going to build this cover out of 46-inch acrylic. There's a red ribbon all the way down through this rope every 45 inches, and we have to know how many widths of material it takes and how long each width has to be. Now the big problem in measuring for a blank is if you want to be wasteful, you make a great big rectangle. We don't like to do that. We like to have it fit a little bit closer than that because we can save a couple or 3 yards of material, and that's how you make money. So what I do is I look at this rope, I look at this first panel that goes towards the stern of the boat, I look at the red ribbon, I take my ruler, hold it on the rope and the red ribbon, form it down around the boat to the rub rail just like the cover's going to lay, look at the dimension, which in this case is 36 inches, add a couple of inches to it and double it, and I'm going to tell Becky back there who's writing for me that the first width of material has got to be 76 inches long. All right, now here's where the mistakes can be made, because as you come up the boat, and also don't anybody make fun of my boat. This is the one my wife gave me for Christmas last year, and it's a little beat up, but it works great to teach people on, so don't anybody say anything bad about it. Back to what I was talking about, okay? The second width of material here. The longest dimension on that piece of material is from the center of the windshield, over the corner of the windshield, down to the rub rail. So I'm going to hold the ruler just the way the material is going to drape down to the rub rail. It's 54 inches, add a couple, is 56, and I can't even double that. It's 9 foot 4 inches, Becky. All right, now here's where the mistake gets made, okay? The longest side of these two panels is on the aft end of them. As we go over the windshield, the longest side of the next panel is not down here at the next ribbon, it's up here at this ribbon. So keep track of which panel it is you're measuring and measure the longest side of each panel. Then you'll never come up short and have all those little triangles showing down here at the rub rail, and I can hear you all laughing now because I know you all have done it. So the next panel is the third panel, which is this one, from this red ribbon to this one. The longest side is right here. So again, I got the same dimension again, okay? 9 foot 4. What that is 54 plus 2 inches and double that. Comes up to 9 foot 4, the way I went to school. The next panel is back here, from this ribbon to this ribbon back here. The longest side of that panel is on this side, this ribbon here. So we have 52 inches, which is 104 inches for the next panel. The last panel is this last red ribbon back here, and we're going to come up with 100 inches for that one. And here's where you can check. You could measure from this red ribbon to the rub rail and see if it was less than 46 inches or 23. If it was, you could cut that strip in half. I don't think we can get away with it. We can't. So the last panel has got to be a full width panel that length. Now we have to have one more thing in order to finish this cover. We have to have one more dimension in order to make the border. What you haven't even realized is by using this system of measuring for a cover, and I carry this rope in my truck all the time because when I go out to make an estimate on a boat, I get right up on the boat, I throw this down there, and when I make an estimate, I measure it so that I know exactly how much material it's going to take so that I can make an intelligent estimate. So now I have to know how much material it takes to make the border to go around this boat. We make our borders finish 6 inches. They start out cut at 9 inches. Consequently, we're going to get 5 widths of material out of a 46-inch piece of goods. But first I have to know how much border it's going to take. So I measure from the bow of the boat around the side, and I can usually reach 4 feet without straining too hard. And I just walk down through here counting the number of times that I come up with 4 feet. That's 2, 3, 4. So 5 times 4 is 20, and a couple of feet to get to the center. So that's 22 feet. We're going to double that. It means it takes 44 lineal feet of border to make this cover. And if you use this system of measuring for a boat, you could now go back to your truck, get onto your computer, and find out exactly how many yards of material it's going to take, how long it's going to take to make it, and give the customer an intelligent price. And you know that you're going to make money and he's going to be happy. So this is the quickest way I can find to measure a boat cover.
We'd like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, the people from Glen Raven Mills Incorporated, who manufacture this umbrella, Unitex Incorporated, a nationwide distributor, and W.L. Gore & Associates, using creative technologies worldwide in the making of Gore-Tex sewing thread. Join us again when we show you how to increase your profits and save time and effort with the Marine Canvas Training Institute programs.
Sherry, you know you've done a fantastic job, but you know what?
What?
I'm sick of working. Let's go fishing.
Okay, Don, let's fish.